But for purposes of
Madam
record,
Chair,
yes?
much as they spoke to that, you know, for us as the representatives of the people, for instance, I raised, if you really come to Kumi police station, the situation is highly wanting. What are you doing about this situation? When are we getting new buildings?
Is going to respond to the same matter while handling this of inadequate accommodation. Uganda Police Force currently has only 1,300 housing units against the entitled staff population of about 20,000, creating a deficit of 18,700. In some cases, officers retain accommodation at previous stations after transfer. You transfer people and they retain accommodation in the previous stations where they came from. Additionally, several, that is 3.6. Query 3.6, performance of barracks. Additionally, several barracks were found.
It's a different
3.6.
Which you pay? We don't have that.
3.6, Ma'am, is assessment
3.6 is what?
Implementation.
Assessment of
implementation of the sub-county policing model.
You get to, I thought you had the main report of the Auditor General. In case you have responses.
3.58.
If it's 3.58 in the responses, go to that. But we are talking about performance of the barracks administration.
Down there.
Look for that in the responses. So we please, Chief, note that several barracks were found accommodating ineligible officers, ASP and above, further reducing the already limited housing available for the intended category of staff. Yeah, that is not, I mean, you will respond. Weak enforcement of housing allocation rules and monitoring allows occupancy by civilians and accommodation of ineligible ranks. So we find in people who are not supposed to be in barracks occupying them. So, honorable colleagues, and under the same subject, the auditor talks about inadequate barracks performance, where we have poor drainage system and dilapidated structures. This is in Nsambya and Shireka Barracks, among others. There is absence of sanitation attendants in all the police barracks. Lack of grass cutting and compound maintenance tools, inadequate sewage disposal management, inadequate garbage management and disposal. That is it. Under accommodation. In your response, it is 3.51. No, 3.510. In those who have the main report of the Auditor General, it is 3.6. In future, you don't have to change this. As you make responses, please always follow the Auditor General's report. So why do you have staff that are ineligible in barracks? Why do you have civilians? I don't know whether these are your relatives. Why do you, sir, bring your relatives who are not police personnel in barracks?
Sewage overflowing.
Sewage overflowing, all those. Honorable, so why don't we leave them respond, then you come in later? Sir, respond.
Honorable Chairperson, it's true. Currently, police is facing a housing challenge, both in quantity and the status of accommodation. So over the years, management has taken deliberate steps to come up with different options to address the problem. We have, in the financial year under review, we constructed 420 units in Naguru Barracks. And we also constructed 100 modular apartments in Ntinda Barracks. Currently, a total of 1,200 units are being constructed in Naguru and Ntinda Barracks. Another 2,000 units are being constructed countrywide under the sub-county policing model. Construction of the 120 apartments in Entebbe and Ginger Barracks is still ongoing and will soon be completed. Similarly, there is a plan to construct 1,200 units in Cheka and 2,400 units in Nsambya.
and then 600 units as a fire brigade. There is also a plan to construct 1,600 units, which we are going to start in the coming financial year. And about the legal occupation, we have set up a committee under Barracks administration to reorganize.
First of all, is that true that we have civilians in barracks? And what is the implication?
Honorable Chairperson, these people we are talking about are children of police officers who have exceeded the age of being children.
So you give them accommodation?
So those are the people that we have been having on humanitarian grounds, but really they are straining the barracks. And we are advising our staff that when somebody is above 25 years, they shouldn't be staying in a barracks.
Now,
Bosong, a moment, please. So it is true that we have civilians in the barracks, but they are relatives of the police officers.
it would do.
But do you accommodate a separate unit? Because what we are talking about is, do you accommodate a separate unit to for example, a child that has grown, all my relative that comes from out, do you allocate an independent unit to that person?
No, some of them have self-help houses, which also constrain the space in the barracks.
They constructed their own.
Yeah.
So do you allow the officers to construct houses within the barracks? What do your guidelines in regard to accommodation within barracks say? Am I at liberty to come and by any standard construct anything of my own choice?
No, Honorable Chair, there are laws of necessity which we all appreciate, because government has not been able to provide adequate accommodation, like I said, in terms of quantity. So there are instances where people have self-help houses, which you all know, and this is what we are trying to deal with.
What happens when you transfer me when I've constructed a house in a barracks? What happens if I'm given transfer?
That's where I had my issue. Yeah, you leave the house and go where you live.
Is it as simple as that? PS, is it as practical as you are saying? You know, PS, let's stop being casual when you are responding to some of these issues, because you very much know if somebody constructed a house on their own, much as you transfer them, I doubt whether it is just a giveaway. It can't be. So let's not casually respond, please.
Chair, we do not regulate self-help houses because they are not legally put by government.
But you should be concerned. If we took a visit to Mbuya, to see, to Nsambya, to see how the place, because you must get concerned of the security and the safety of the people you accommodate. It is in your interest.
Yes, Chair, and that's why we are saying that efforts are being made to reorganize the barracks. When we rolled out the sub-counties, we moved personnel, and we have put up accommodation at the sub-counties. Currently, 2,000 units will be available by the end of this financial year. So we hope to deal with that problem with time.
Honorable Saungu.
I think, Madam Chair and Mr. County Officer, the area of interest here is related to transfers. Now here you are. It is about your duty to carry out due diligence on your staff and those within the barracks. Because if someone has children who are now 18 years and some resemble their father so much who was transferred, there is no reason why this child stays in the house where the father left. But if the father is transferred from Mbuya over Chiwuli to Kalungu, he must go with all his goods to Kalungu, including the 18 and above. And I do pray that such issues should not be appearing in your audits. Any transfer of a staff should not leave. We know what happens in the police barracks. Some of us who taught there for some time, people have established businesses there. And as they are transferred, they think their business must also stay behind, which is not bad. Because as a civil servant, from a teaching perspective, if I have a canteen within the barracks where I'm earning some for my children's fees, transferring me is painful. But I would request the IGP, kindly, we can't waste time on this issue. Take due diligence on your staff. A transfer should be a transfer. Because he is denying this person coming to use the same facility where he has been living at the time when he is being transferred. And these such areas for audit would not be appearing. I think, Madam Chair, that's my area of concern. But once he talks about children who are above 18, in the Ugandan system, The Bazungus will throw away their children. You can't go back to their home. But in Uganda, until a child has got what to do, they will always stay with their fathers, despite the challenges they have at the age time.
So, PS, these are operational issues.
Yeah, the operation.
Take note of the inadequate maintenance, the drainage, poor drainage system, and in Zambia has had that problem for quite some time. Lack of grass. Now, how do grass cutting come here? Your police officers should also be fair on them for themselves, because some of these it is self-help. But I mean, grass in the compound should also come to the Public Accounts Committee. You can give free services to other people. We see police officers slashing compounds of people. So can't they slash for themselves? The inadequate sewage disposal. But this is on your part. Kindly do ensure that your people are safe. How do you provide safety to us when you cannot protect yourselves? You can't take care of yourselves, then you convince the community that you can protect us and our property when you can't take care of yourselves. So this is a self-indictment on your part as police. Kindly make sure your people are safe. Safety for self, then you look at us later. So please, we extend our disappointment on the way Mbuya, I mean the barracks of Zambia. Zambia is a serious issue, and is it Chileka? Those two should be looked at. And if we've had time, we are supposed even to go to Mbuya today to see how that place is without giving you notice, because we realize when we give you some notice, we shall find you when we have slashed. You will call the sewage people to come and take the sewage. That is what you normally do. So, honorable colleagues, we shall see how to handle. But, please.
We need to visit that place.
The Mbuya.
Last time we went to Wax here. Let's also go to Mbuya. Let's go to Zambia.
Then we have to hurry because we have public service that exactly.
Let's hurry, actually.
So we take note of the welfare of our comrades in uniform, but please, the bosses, also take note, because we know it is in your interest. Then, honorable colleagues, this sub-county policing model, we have talked about it.
Talk about the washrooms in these facilities. I chair the Uganda Parliamentary Forum on wash. The issue of washrooms in our barracks is a crisis. We need to take action on this.
That is part of this.